You know how to share, right?
I just click the image.
Yeah, no, I mean you want to share the link to your page.
How?
You go to my RFA Facebook. You will
Okay.
see a live there. After that, let me refresh.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. If you cannot see, I can send you the link.
Loading.
Mm.
Yeah, it's loading. It's still loading.
Yep. Okay. Hi guys. Good evening. So, hi Gary. Wow.
Your page. How? Okay, yeah, got it. Yeah, it's loading. It's still loading.
Need to turn down your volume.
Okay. Hi, guys.
Okay, cool. Hi Jensen. Good evening.
Yo, what's up, Sam?
Yeah. So let me introduce myself. My name is Sam. I'm a head coach from Run Fast Academy. Today we are very happy to invite Jansen Yeoh from Constant. So he's a full-time fitness coach. So Jensen, say hi to Facebook friends.
Hey, guys. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing okay with the whole MCO and keep yourself healthy and fit. Yeah.
Yep. So I think today's topic is about talk about how to train smart during the MCO. So we asked Jensen tonight, invite Jensen tonight to share with us more about how to train smart during the. Okay, so you are which type? Gain muscles or gain weight? So, or are you fit or not during this MCO? And what should we do? Okay, so Jensen, share with us more about it.
Yeah. Before that, let me just share with you guys a bit of my background, what I do, so that you guys have a bit of a context of what my background is in the fitness industry. So I did my degree in sports science, and I used to train a few national teams. So I used to train like the Malaysian men's and women's dodgeball team, the Malaysian women's basketball team. I've trained some triathletes. Don't know where you guys know who is Utica. Another one, Aswan. You know Aswan, right, Sam?
Yeah, I know.
One,
Fast runner.
yeah, Aswan, and I train also a wheelchair athlete. And I also train like youth. I used to be a PE teacher in an international school to do also youth strength conditioning. And my oldest client is also 80 years old. So the whole main principle in terms of you always hear like a fitness coach, okay, I only specialize in this area and that area. So that is good to have a niche. But ultimately, right, what we want to share with you today, it's a framework, a set principle that all of you can apply in your life, because we are all here born with the same legs, same pair of legs, same pair of hands, same one whole set, right? But most of the time, it's knowing what is the right framework, how can we do things better. So yeah, my main job with all these teams and all these individuals is to help them to make sure that they stay fit on top of their game, and at the same time prevent injuries. That's a big part of what I do, preventing injuries. Yeah.
Cool. So just a questions because someone asked me about today, help them to ask some questions. So is it necessary at home you need a gym equipment to do like strength exercise training to stay fit? So what's your thought?
Okay, like I'm quite certain like that in the general public, you always hear things like okay, one very good tool, you know what's a TRX, right? TRX.
Yes, I have that.
It's a good tool. Having tools is good. For example, nothing like there's a new one called Y Bell. I don't know if you know what's Y Bell from PFC Studio. So it's basically like a dumbbell, but it becomes like a shape of a Y. It's a new tool. So
something like a toolbox things, right? That's
something like
it's
that.
it's like a kettlebell, but it's something different, very jungle, very cool stuff, right? Yeah. I saw that. I saw Jeremy use that. Yeah.
So it depends on what you want to achieve. Having tools like dumbbells, my favorite tool is a dumbbell. I love dumbbells, barbells, also like a bar that I can put on my door and do chin-up pull-ups. Having tools is good, but your training program cannot revolve around your tool. Your tool must follow your training program. A lot of times people, they will just say, okay, I must use this TRX, I must use this particular tool. And then they think, okay, so why are you doing it? So that lose focus. So don't necessarily need to have like gym equipment. Of course, it is best to have some basic stuff. Like a few days ago, I was training one of my national tennis player. So I said, hey, do you have any used rice bags, 5 kg rice bags? Okay, so about 4 packs of 5 kg rice bags. I said, okay, let's start your first step with 5 kg. Let's see how you feel. Okay, second step, let's put another 5 kg. So that's one example. Another thing that that I use a lot nowadays is to use a towel, because a lot of home workouts, we need to train the back muscle group, which is neglected because we need the pulling machine, right?
Yep.
And some of you may not have a resistant band at home, so we can use things like towel and be a bit creative to also train the lower back. Which these are things that I can share with you guys as you have to see a video lah.
Okay, cool. So it's good to have the tools at home, but if you don't know what kind of program to train, or you it's regardless, you have those tools, right? So, and also you need to ask some advice, like you, the specialties, right? How to train, what kind of program, how to suitable from them, right? Depends.
The main thing that I always ask my clients is like, what's your goal? Then I say, for example, okay, I want to run fast. Okay, how fast? Okay, I want to run 5 minutes faster. Okay, what's the previous time? Okay, because you have a benchmark. You have your let's say, if I do 20 push-up, I'm at this level. If I can do 30 push-up in 1 minute, I'm at this level. If I can do 40 push-up at 1 minute, this is my level. So the point is, okay, so to see where are you currently at and what you want to achieve. Okay, let's say I want to lose 10 kg. Then I ask you, okay, what's your goal? What's your expectation? So there's not how, but the main thing that I always ask is why you want to achieve it. That's the main big thing that we must always understand. What is the purpose behind it lah. So moving forward, to answer your question, right? Most of the time, people forget the why. We just see a new thing I want to follow. I see a new exercise I want to follow, but we forgot, okay, why am I doing it? What's the purpose? Yeah.
So you all need to understand your goal first, right? So after you set your goal, right, then you go and plan and go and do it, go and execute it, right? So some people, they take this MCO periods to build six pack. Some people to build back their fitness. Like if they have a weakness, right, they need to build back those weakness point, right?
So MCO is a good time to also be creative, and it's a good time to also adjust our lifestyle. Personally, for me, I live quite a busy schedule as a gym owner, as a coach. Working day in, day out, coaching clients. And recently, before MCO, I gained weight because lifestyle was an issue for me. In a sense, my sleeping, my eating, and what I've been putting in my body. But during the whole MCO, I think Sam, I've been cooking a lot. I think you can see my Instagram.
You are a good cooker, I know. You're a good cooker, I know.
I've been cooking a lot, and I know what I put into my food. And guess what? I lost like 2 kg, and I still maintain my health and my weight. I still maintain my fitness. Of course, I miss the gym, but I use things like rice bags, a bar. I use my body weight. So it depends on what you want to achieve. For some of you during MCO, what you guys can always check is to look at your flexibility. What are certain positions that you guys feel like it's tight? Okay, let's say I feel like I'm quite certain you guys would do certain warm-ups before you guys do a run. Like you do like a quad stretch, okay, you do like a hamstring stretch, you do like a chest stretch, you do like a calf stretch. So this is a good time to also evaluate what are these areas that I find that is tight or could cause a problem, and to address it. And then you start digging deeper. Okay, why do I feel this area is tight? Okay, why do I feel that this area is weaker? And you have the time to actually now talk to people like us, and also to go on the internet and find out.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with you. So you need to do some homework before you do the exercise, right? So the food intake also important. Not only doing exercise, a lot of people, I think, misunderstanding. Anything is still diet, right? They only come to exercise to help out, okay, to stimulate. Okay, so for your information, Constant, Jansen, they also have a weight loss program. If you want to know more, please PM here. We will send your contact to them, okay, as well. Okay, so next question will be what kind of training exercise methods are different from during MCO, how to train? Like for example, some people they are elites, okay, some people they are just normal persons. So is there any different method they are using different, or is it the same method?
So this is where I want to share the screen in terms of
Okay.
the framework that I'll be sharing, and this is the framework that I'll be using to share a lot of the questions, a lot of the a principle. So it's let me start with an analogy first. Okay, Sam. So now there's two chefs, okay, Chef A and Chef B, all right? And Chef A and Chef B both have the best ingredients in the world. You got truffle, you got you got caviar, you got what else?
Truffle, my
and
favorite.
Then you got saffron, and then you got some I don't know some very very junky stuff, right? But Chef A has a better recipe. He knows how to utilize the ingredients better than Chef B. Who do you think will produce a better food, a better tasting food?
Chef A?
Exactly. It's just logical. It's common sense that Chef A, because he know how to put the pieces of puzzles together, and that's why the results will be faster. But this is where I will want to share with all of you the framework, have the right foundation on knowing what to plan and what the right thing at the right time. So let's go towards that whole framework.
Sure. You're done.
Can you guys see it? Is it clear? Can you guys, some of you, can you read what is the small red colored thing in the middle of the 4 circles? Just put in the comments so that I can see, so that me and Sam can see that it's clear. What is
if you guys can see the screen, please comment yes.
Yeah, see what's the small red thing inside in the middle of the 4 intersections of the circle? Can you guys see it? Can you guys see it?
Wait, because now they only see the screen. Yeah. Okay, I make it full screen so that they can see easily.
Peak. Okay, correct.
Very good. Very good. Okay, continue, Jansen.
Okay, great. So to use this framework, this is my mentor's framework, MPFPT. He's based in the US. He used to train with a company called Exhaust. So Exhaust is a company whereby they train NBA players, NFL players, you name it, like one of the top players all trained in Exhaust before. And he went to be under the mentorship of Mike Ball. Do you know who is Mike Ball, Sam?
Yep, I know. I got his book.
So my mentor is one of the main coaches under Mike Ball after they left Exhaust, Whatever that I'm sharing with you, it's after years and years of just reading and following my mentor and just getting that knowledge to move forward. Okay, so as you can see, right, there are 4 main overs here. You got nutrition, okay, you got MPFPT, that's his company name, which is functional performance training. Then you have lifestyle and you have sports skills training. Now to put all of this into context for each one of you. Okay, so let's say you're a runner. Your sports skills training is what you got things like your technique days, you got things like working on your and working on your drive. Correct. Working on your cadence, your pace. There's a specific goal for runners, correct? So this is your sports skills training. I used to play very competitive frisbee. So my sports skills training composed of, let's say Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I will do a lot more throwing drills. Okay, then I break down my throwing drills into very specific goals that I want to achieve. So having a goal in your sports skills training is relevant. And let's say for some of you here, you just want to be healthy, you want to be fit. What if I share with you that if you have a goal, which is either, I want to do this amount of push-ups, or I want to do this amount of weight, or I want to lose 5 kgs, then you need to set a time frame and a plan. So these are still under your skills training because you still have to plan how to achieve it, okay? So which is under there. Moving forward, next one, you got nutrition. Of course, what time you eat, what you eat, how's your you have your main things. How's your protein intake? How's your carbs intake? Or how's your fat intake? These are the main 3 pillars. Yeah, your macronutrients. Then your micronutrients. So you have to check and balance to see how is our nutrition like. And then that is where the functional performance training is broken down into movement quality based on these three principles: strength and power, speed and agility, and energy system development. I will go and explain this part a bit deeper after this, but let's go into lifestyle. Lifestyle, it's things like how's your stress level, how's your relationship with your family, how's your work, how's your activity level. So these are all things that is part and parcel under lifestyle out there. I'm just giving examples on. Now, the topic today that we're going to talk about is on the performance training, the strength training side here. If I were to talk about, sports skills training, which I'm sure that Sam can also talk about this a long time, and we talk about nutrition and lifestyle, it will be a whole new separate segment. But let's talk today about functional performance training. And what does it mean to be functional? Functional means it is aligned with your goal. That is my own definition of being functional now, right? And when I look at training, I will always look at how is the quality of my workouts. And when you ask me like, okay, Jansen, how do I know what to train? This is where I will teach you guys like a principle. It's called the different buckets. Okay, for example, let's say, Sam, can you see this? My cup here, right?
Yeah, I can see, but they cannot see because I make it full screen already.
Okay. So right, imagine in your life there is 5 buckets, okay, and each bucket is empty for now, okay. So we have 5 buckets. The first bucket is your strength. Okay, now we are going into functional performance training. We're going to training. 5 different buckets. Your first bucket is about strength. The second bucket is about mobility. The third bucket is about your flexibility. The fourth bucket is your energy system, how fit you are in terms of your heart. And your fit bucket could be about power. Okay, so these are 5 buckets. So right now, all of you, irrespective of your sport, what sport you do and what your goals are, just take about 10 seconds and look, okay, in each bucket, how full is each of this bucket? Is it overfilling? Is it 20% full? Is it 50% full? Is it 75% full? So right now, 5 buckets, yeah. Okay, we got strength bucket, okay, we got the flexibility bucket, we got the mobility bucket, okay. We have then the power bucket, and one more, we have our energy system bucket. Remember all these buckets, and I want you to put in the comment down below which bucket is the least filled right now. Put in the comment below so that I can see.
Okay, can you repeat again the 5 buckets?
Okay, we got strength.
Okay.
Okay, we got mobility. Okay, we got flexibility. Okay, we got our energy system, which is how fit we are, our cardiovascular endurance energy system. And we have our power bucket.
Power. Okay. Okay, done.
Let's put one more bucket, body fat composition. Your body composition. What is your fat level?
Fat level.
So we got 6 buckets, yeah?
Okay. The last one is what? Sorry again?
Your body composition.
Okay.
Power bucket, BUCKET, power bucket. Each of these are buckets, okay? So comment down below which of these bucket that you think in your current phase of training is the least filled.
Least filled?
Yeah, the least filled, the most less as compared to everyone else. Flexible. So I mean, it's saying that his flexibility is the least filled. Let's not use the word weak lah. Okay, let's put them least, LEAST, least filled, yeah. Flexibility. Okay.
Flexibility is whoa.
Okay. Strength. Okay, Rija commented strength. Okay, let's keep the comments coming because this will help you to ask us better questions so that we can help you solve your problems better and give you good advice. Strength. Okay, good. I'm looking at the comments here.
No one comment others.
Strength, we got 4. Flexibility, strength.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else? Strength. Okay, we also said strength. Let me share with you my weakest as of now. My weakest as of now is my energy system.
Yeah, different goal because to me it's more important. Of course, strength, flexibility also important to me. Energy system. Last time I used to think of as a runner, I used to think of energy system is number one importance. But after I go and learn and go and study others from other coaches, right? So I noticed that you need to be balanced. Sometimes you cannot just depend on one, right? You need to be balancing.
Okay. So right now, right, with all that you guys have seen, right? Okay, so let's go back to the activity screen. Yeah. Okay. All right. So right now, it's good that some of you know that, okay, I like flexibility, I like strength. Okay. So right now, let's talk about the movement quality and what does that mean in each of these the three main buckets. The three main buckets that I'll talk about. Speed and agility, I will not talk about today because a lot of times people think that, which Sam, I'm quite certain you know, I want to run fast and I just hammer my time. I just run. And, you hit a wall, and not only that, you may even let the wall hit you back. Then you crash, you know. I was talking to Aswan the other day, and about us talking to him about how he feel after his training programs, and he was just sharing with me before he started training with me. He felt a difference in a sense. His time got better after performing strength training, and that's the main topic that I will talk about today, which is strength training. To talk about speed and agility, I will always look at it based on a pyramid here. Okay, so there's a pyramid. Okay, the first thing that I will always look at is how is the quality of the movement. Are you able to do a squat well? Are you able to do a push up well? Are you able to do a chin up? Are you able to do a deadlift? Are you able to land from a jump? Are you able to land from a jump with one leg? Are you able to do a broad jump with two legs? Are you able to do a broad jump and land with one leg? So these are all the different things that we have to check. For me as a coach, when I look at my athlete, I will do all these different form of screening. I look at their posture. I'll look at the alignment of their knees. I'll look at the alignment of their feet. I'll look at the alignment of their hips. Are their hips rotating? Is your hips moving inside? I'll look at the alignment of your upper body. You hunch back. You have very tight shoulders. Are your shoulders moving forward? So the first base here of your pyramid is the quality of the movements and also your alignment. This is the first base I always talk about. Okay, this is the first base. Now, when this first base is done, you can do the basic things well. You can then, your mobility is good, your flexibility is better. Then only we go and talk about strength training. That's where we will start to add strength, do a bit of repetition first, then add on with a bit more weights, and then we play with tempo. So there are many ways to develop your strength. But you know what is the one thing that I will change? I will not change in terms from a performance perspective. Yeah, if your goal is to do bodybuilding, then you have to have a lot of variation. But for a performance standpoint, and also for all of you that is just want to be healthy, be fit, it's about doing the simple things very, very well, do it consistently, and adjust the intensity, having a plan. The more Changi word is called a periodization plan. It's like a whole schedule of planning what are the different phases you want to achieve. So now that is the second block of your pyramid. Then the third block of the pyramid is where I'll talk about, okay, let's work on power. Okay, let's work on how explosive you are. Let's work on about how much you can produce force, but in a good form, to make sure that your form is good and to maximize that amount of power that you can produce. So I give you two examples, Sam. If let's say I got one car A, car B, right? Car A can go a maximum of 150 miles per hour. That's car A. And then there's car B. Car B can go up to 120 miles per hour. So with these two, even, and then we go, let's say for a, what's the word for it? We go, let's say for a longer distance drive. But car A, his acceleration, both of the acceleration are the same acceleration.
Okay.
Who do you think will reach the destination faster?
So what is the destination first? How far is the destination?
So let's say it's 10 km. Let's say it's 10.
Okay.
Okay, so both of them, car A can go up to 150 kilometers.
Okay.
Maximum. Car B got 120 km. But
Oh.
both of them got the same acceleration rate, the same. Who do you think will reach their destination faster?
I think the car A.
Car A, because why? Got higher peak ma. So it's the power phase is all about working on that peak power production. Then the last final phase, which is in today's term, we call it heat training. That is how much power you can still maintain under a very intense work situation. And that's the last phase of the pyramid, Sam. But do you know what's happening in today's world? The pyramid is toppled upside down.
They work from the heat first.
Yeah, the heat. I do heat training. Okay, I want to get fit. I want to burn fat. And then 2 months, 3 months later, I feel like something isn't right. Maybe I should get my form checked, I do some strength training. But I feel like, I got this nagging pain, and how like that, maybe I should, work on my form again. The pain's still there, and I do my strength training. I think I have to see a physio, and we'll always go and see Jess. I see Jess. Jess is from Apple Physio, helps me a lot. Thank you, Jess, for helping me. So again, the whole pyramid is toppled upside down. And sadly, because people will only learn from their mistake when they made a big mistake, like when they get injured. And this is the main framework that I've shared with you. First one is movement quality. Okay. Second one is about your strength, functional strength, progressive strength development. The third block is then talking about your power, how much power you can produce at the most peak. And then the final block is where we talk about how much power can you maintain at a very, very stressful environment.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the main framework that I always use and share with all my athletes. And how then only we go and look into what we need to improve on. Movement quality comes first, but even when we are performing our strength and power training, our speed and agility training, or our energy system development, your form, the quality of your movements must still be on point, right, Sam? Like you wouldn't want someone to perform all your drills and his form suck, right?
Yeah. So I always tell them that it's not how many reps you do, it's the movement do correct first, which is the alignments. So yeah.
Yeah. So this is the main thing that you guys can also take a picture if you want to. Take a picture, go and study it a bit more. What does it mean to be good in all these areas? Of course, this is the foundation. Where it means functional performance training. And then you look at movement quality, the quality of your technique, the quality of how well we can move. And then you break it down to strength and power, speed and agility, and energy system development. But if you go back a bit more, right, three of the main components are strength and power, speed and agility, energy system development, right? Movement quality must always come first. Always come first.
Can I say a lot of people, they have injuries, and is it due to the movement quality as well?
Let's talk about injuries. Injuries got two types of injuries. You got acute injury and chronic injury. Acute injury is things like, okay, I play football, and then boom, someone tackle me, that got injured. So that is an acute injury. The injury happens at that point of time.
Okay.
Most of the time for runners and also for any team sport athlete, right? Based on the statistics that I've seen, that I've read, I used to play competitive frisbee, and one of the main injuries that is in frisbee is patella tendonitis, and also ACL injuries. Most of the time, that's because it's chronic. Chronic in a sense, there is a lack of the pyramid system, in a sense of your athletic pyramid system, the development of as an athlete, it is lacking in a few blocks. So when I share with you, imagine your buckets, right? Your strength bucket, your power bucket, your flexibility bucket, your mobility bucket, your cardiovascular endurance bucket, your body composition bucket, your muscular endurance bucket. The seven buckets are one more, and you need to always evaluate yourself in which area of my seven buckets it is the least filled, and how do I solve it? Yeah. So that's why, and then that is how we can start to train smarter, because we know what's the problem. We know that, hey, okay, I want to beat my PB. I've been doing a lot of running training. I'm doing a lot of my running training. My mobility is quite good. I go and do my own rehab. I foam roll, I stretch. I also see my physio once in a while. And my strength bucket is okay. I do body weight training. Maybe the bucket is only like 20 to 40% filled. Maybe that is the market that you want to look into increasing. Then how can we increase that? Then okay, I already increased my strength bucket, but I feel like I'm still lacking something to finish off my run. Let's say I'm going for a 10K run, which is a more faster paced run, correct, Sam?
Okay.
Then I need to work my power, right? Yeah, I need to work on how much power can I produce, the highest. And then I need to look at, okay, how can I maintain that power for a prolonged period? So this is where you start to evaluate yourself based on your buckets. And how often should you evaluate your buckets? In between 4 to 6 weeks. Every 4 to 6 weeks, you look at your bucket and you ask yourself, which area I need to improve on.
Are you recommend because a lot of people, they will not know what is their bucket, lack of, and extra more. So do you recommend get a specific coach to work on these kind of things, so that people is just focus on training, so that the coaches help them to monitor and plan all those plans and that?
So, of course, every coach has their own specialty. Most of the time, in order for us to, because we all want to save money, right? I think it's more like an Asian mentality. So we want to save money, and I'm just Googling everything. And people know they need to find a coach. It's like deep down, and they know they need to find a coach. But sometimes, it could be just circumstances that they may not allow them. Circumstances that I'll be very, very direct here. Circumstances, things like ego, things like, it could also be a financial situation problem. I lack certain funds. But most of the time when people say that they lack certain funds, it's because they don't see the value in it. And people would rather buy expensive shoes. Like when I used to play Frisbee, all my Frisbee teammates and all the Frisbee scene, they would rather buy expensive shoes, and they would try to go for the cheapest coach they can find.
So means you try to look smart first, then only find a smart coach. So look smart first, then only find a coach.
Yeah. So it's a no-brainer. Of course, you need to look at the coach certification, look at the coach the coach's background. And if there's one thing that you need to also ask your coach, is to ask them why, to understand their principle, to understand their thinking and their thought process. And then you decide for yourself, does it make sense or not? Does whatever that he says is also empowering me and teaching me? Yeah.
Okay, cool. So during the MCO, people train at home. I think now you turn on the Facebook, there's a lot of workout out there. There's a lot of free workout out there. So what are the things they need to avoid it to get injured themselves? So they train at home, because they're only training themselves. There's no one telling them you do correct or not, you did wrong or not, you did right or not, what should you do more, what should you do less. So there's no guidance from there. So what's your advice?
Like Sam, I was doing this kind of talk before. Ultimately, it all boils down to human behavior, and humans will only learn better through experience. So sometimes, people may need to go through certain pain. Like I never started off as a strength conditioning coach. I just follow YouTube, and I just tried to run fast, jump higher. I just follow all the YouTube videos, and I end up hurting myself very bad. So that's why I do what I do now, because I don't want you to go through what I've been through during my time as a Frisbee athlete. Imagine you are training for your SCKLM run. Now it's being postponed already. But imagine you put 6 months worth of work to your training, and then boom, you got injured because you did not monitor your program properly.
Mm.
I'm going to be frustrated. For the people at home, of course, it's like not. It's like if you have like of course we all want to have fun. We want to sweat it out, you know. But sometimes we have to ask ourselves, how can we train smarter? You know, to
Mm.
understand why the person put the exercise like that, how the
Mm.
person structured the program like that,
Mm.
and then you judge it for yourself whether is it too much for you or not.
Okay.
Another very practical method is if let's say you do
Mhm.
a workout and you feel sore for more than 3 days, that
Mhm.
is a sign that it's too much for you. The workout
Mhm.
is too intense for you. And of
Mm.
course, during the workout, if you feel something pain, then you have to stop because something is wrong already lah. So
Okay.
yeah, so there are
Yep.
many workouts out there. I would say practice discernment. I don't want to say that everyone is trying to harm people. You know, all of us we all want to help you to be healthier, to be fitter. But more importantly, it's if if you don't understand
Mhm.
uh, what you need to do and you got injured, right?
Mhm.
The you have to take ownership of the mistake lah.
Yep. I agree. Okay, so any one of you, if you have any question want to ask Coach Jensen, that please feel free to comment here, and also comment RFA to claim that the 3-day free workout from Constant Jensen.
Hmm.
So please ask questions because I saw a lot of people they do a lot of workout at home because now we can't run outside, right, as a runner and as a normal user. So you guys did a lot of workout. What kind of challenges you guys face and what kind of things you need help from Coach Jensen?
And I guess just to share with you, I am not a crazy like I'm not the fittest person now. Of course, I still keep
Mm.
myself fit because I believe in leading by example. But
Mm.
I don't need to be the strongest person or the fastest person or the most the most imba person in what I'm doing right now in terms of my own physicality.
Mhm.
Um, that's because there's no need for me now to achieve that level because I'm no longer a competitive frisbee athlete. But for
Mhm.
somebody here that's watching this, all 24 of you, whether you're a runner, whether you just want to lose weight, or whether you want to be healthy, this is the best time to ask question because me and Sam, we really want to give back to you,
Mm.
to give you very practical things that you can take back home. So you can ask us a question like, okay, I want to achieve this. What should I do? Or I'm having this problem, or I'm having this roadblock. Now's the best time to ask me and Sam, because
Mm.
ultimately the first thing that we do as a coach is we are here to serve you. Whether you are a running coach, you're a fitness coach, I always believe in this, yeah, Sam. Like no matter whatever coach you are, football coach, fitness coach, whatever coach you are, you are first. We are first a coach. We are here to serve you, to journey with you. So yeah,
Cool. Guys, please comment if you have any questions. Feel free to ask any questions. Today we talk about how to train smart during MCO. So more like a strength exercise, two type of questions you can ask about Coach Jensen's. So me is more on a running technique side. Okay, so he's more on a strength conditioning side and also functional training side as well. So so do you still train at home currently MCO? Do you I mean are you train every day?
um, I train right now about 4 days a week still.
Mm.
So I do a lot of idea my training because right now because my time is a bit, even though I'm CEO, but I'm
Mm.
really still working a lot with my team. We are
Yeah.
working
Okay.
to do to give all of you the best experience that we have for the online 3 days online program that we're doing. Check us out and claim your 3 free days online training.
Yeah.
But at the same time, what I do is I break down my program lah. Say
Mm.
Monday I do lower push
Mm.
and upper pull, and next Tuesday I do lower pull, upper push. Then Wednesday I rest. Then Thursday, just now before we were doing this, I only had like
Mm.
15 minutes. So I just started doing 4 sets of like pull ups, jumping
Mm-hmm.
jacks, push ups, and then
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow I'll do again. So it's all about breaking down. I just broke down my program now because I don't know what I want to
Okay.
do.
True, true, true. Sometimes is if you don't have 1 hour, 15 minutes is better than nothing, right? So at least you do something. like me, every day my exercise is quite simple. Sometimes I do drills, sometimes I do core exercise because I know my core and glute is weak. So I just focus on that side. So focus on your weakness because I know. Because when you do, especially when you do a single leg workout, right, you will notice one side is a bit dominant. So from there, you know that, hey, cool. Look like we don't have any question, huh? So, okay. So, if
Oh,
no questions,
let's
yes,
ask the audience. Okay,
yep, please, yes, please.
what's the 7 main buckets that we spoke about today?
Oh, what's the 7 main bucket, guys? Please comment.
What's the 7 main bucket? Yeah.
Okay, comment 7 main bucket. Still remember or not? Luckily I deleted the answer already.
7 main bucket. What's my take on?
Supplement.
This is
Okay,
JC.
JC Hong, what is your take on supplements? Does it
Supplements, okay,
affect strength training?
it is interesting. So JC, like, if you look at the main essence, the main root word of supplements, what does supplement mean? Sam, what does supplement mean?
Supplement actually to me is definition. Okay, it's like I lack of something or I want to gain something, so I take on extra things from there. Supplements. Okay,
So
it's not a main thing. It's not a main thing to me. It's like
exactly.
extra.
So
Yeah.
that itself, how would you say that? Okay, that itself tells me what is the main purpose of supplement. Which is it is to supplement for something that needs supplementation. All right, like for me, though I'm a coach, but one bad thing about me is I don't really like fruits. So I know that my vitamin C has to go up. I take a lot of vegetables. Right now I take a lot of like green vegetables, green leafy vegetables, guys. Not that's the main vegetables that I know have a lot of vitamin C inside. So because I know that I lack fruits, I take vitamin C. And because one more thing that I also take like fish oil, because the oil that we eat recently, in most cases, it's the not so good oil. Okay, so fish oil helps to also reduce the inflammation of your body and also helps to supplement for what I need. So my question is, I will throw back to everyone that's watching. In terms of supplementation first, yeah. I take on supplements is again to know which bucket you are lacking. The bucket principle applies for in all areas in your life. Even if you look in our life as a human being, right? Look at emotional health, spiritual health, finance, mental health, and then what else? Family, your work. So we have different buckets that you guys put in. So you look at your buckets again, and you see in your nutrition sphere what is lacking. So my take on strength training, back in the days when back in the days when I was training very, very, very intense, I was training about 5 to 6 days a week, sometimes even 2 sessions a day. For when I was a very competitive frisbee athlete, I had to take supplements. I had to take my whey protein because I was training so much. I was damaging my body. And it did help me in strength training. There is research that supplementation in terms of whey protein will help to increase the level of strength. And then of course your things like BCAA, your things like creatine, all these things. I am not the subject expert in terms of how it can really improve your strength training. But one of my stronger athletes, his name is Wishing. He's the Malaysia dodgeball player, so he won a few championships. And he is very, very strong as an athlete, one of the strongest that I've trained so far, but he don't take any supplementation.
He just eat like normal. I mean, just make sure the breakfast, lunch, and dinner
And
eat healthy, eat clean, something like that, right?
Yeah. So does it largely affect strength training? I would say it really depends on at what phase you are in and what are you taking lah. And also what kind of strength are you talking about? Are you talking about bodybuilding strength? Are you talking about gaining like your 3 RM or 5 RM strength or your 2 RM strength? Are you talking about powerlifting strength? So yeah, do specify your question so that I can answer specifically.
Okay, we have one question here.
Yin
Yin
yin.
Yin, how to do sit up easily, and I'm always having difficulty to lift up my torso.
Okay, so this is another principle that I will share with all of you. Let's talk about core training, yeah. In the MPFPT training principle, or rather, let's talk exhaust and mic ball. The core is labeled as a pillar. And what is the purpose of a pillar, Sam, in a house?
Purpose of the pillar?
Yeah, what's the purpose of the pillar of the houses? Sam?
I'm not sure.
In every building, in every tower, sure got the foundation, right? And sure got four pillars, right?
4 pillars, yeah, the 4 foundations, medals.
Correct.
Yeah.
What is the purpose of the pillar?
To support.
Okay, so if let's say your house has got 4 pillars, unless you live in a freaking tent, then got 3 pillars, right? But if let's say all your 4 pillars are 1 pillar gone, what will happen?
Oh, the house fall. There's no support. Yeah.
Exactly. And I will always label my core program, as my pillar program. Again, the reason why I'm using these kind of terms because I come from a performance perspective. If you come from a bodybuilding perspective, you will use ab training. But I come from performance perspective, so hence why I will use this kind of terms. The core is divided into 4 main functions. You got things like anti-flexion, things like anti-lateral flexion. So there are many definitions, but the main thing is, okay, how can I strengthen my core in terms of the main core muscle groups, the oblique system, and then your back, and then you also have your internal core system. Okay, so these are the main 4 pillars that we have to strengthen. And when you want to do a sit-up, right, before I even ask my clients to do a sit-up, I will make sure that they can hold their core, their body, in a isometric position, in a standstill position. For example, I want to see how you can hold up a 30-second plank. Okay, I want to see how you can do a side plank. I want to see how you can do a dead bug, or how you can do a hollow hold. So these are things that will challenge your core in multiple spectrums. And before I even go to a sit-up, I will not even do a sit-up. I will just look at these 4 things first. And the reason why you could potentially have a difficulty in your torso in a sit-up position, right, is because your front, the main 4 pecs has to be stronger. That's about it. But before you do sit-up, yin yin, again, be strong in the stationary position. Side planks, your dead bugs, your hollow hold. These are the main 3 things. Yeah.
Okay, so we have one more question. Gary Low. Strength training and flexibility training, is it the same? What's your thought, Jansen?
This is an interesting question. Okay, so flexibility, right? It is to me, my definition of flexibility training is the purpose of a flexibility training is to increase the length of your muscles. So the purpose of a strength training is to increase the strength of your muscles. Just by that, it is already completely different, really. Like if you do only, okay, for example, I've trained yoga instructors, and they've come to my gym. And when I see them, yes, they're very, very flexible, but they lack a lot of strength, to do the basic stuff. Of course, I also train some powerlifters before they come to my gym with some pain, back pain and whatnot, and they got a lot of strength, but they don't have the flexibility that the yoga instructor have. Of course, both are different extremes of strength and flexibility. But if you see the really balanced, power lifter or really balanced instructors or yoga instructor, they have a balance of both. So to answer your question, strength training and flexibility is not the same. It's completely different. It's a completely different bucket, guys.
Okay, let me answer from a runner's point of view. Basically, flexibilities to us, right? I also ask people to do some flexibilities workout. So these are to help them to increase their range of motion. Is your bone, your ligaments, your muscles. So if these three parts you can really flex it, you can have a better range of motions. This is the thing I learned from one of the book called Post Method Inside Convention about the flexibilities workout. So I learned from there. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. So even with my athletes, right? So you talk about stride length, correct?
Yep.
So if my athlete can cover more distance in the least effort possible, how can I achieve that? Of course, I'll look at flexibility. How can I increase their flexibility, their hamstring flexibility, their glutes, and all these things, so that they can cover more distance in a shorter time frame. But the issue is most people they'll just focus on flexibility training, but then they will not focus on the strength development because if your muscles become too lax and it will not be able to produce enough power because it's just too lax. And this is also based on research really. If you do flexibility training principles or like, okay, before a run, I do a 30-second to 60-second stretch for maybe 3 to 4 sets of my quads, my hamstrings. Research has shown that the power output will be reduced by at least 10 to 20%. Yeah, do dynamic stretching.
Yeah, I would say it's hand in hand. You need to work in both way. So you cannot just do flex, you don't do strength. You just do strength, don't do flex. Both are equally important. You have strength, but you don't have range of motion, you can't perform. You have range of motion, but you don't have strength to support, you can't perform as well. So both work hand in hand, okay? So it's very important. Okay.
Gary, separate the training days. Let's say Monday you do strength, and then flexibility training, you only need maybe about 10-20 minutes only maximum, to be honest. You just, when I was doing competitive frisbee, hamstring injury was a common injury, hamstring strain. So I had to, make sure that I do my flexibility training, increase the length of my hamstrings. Yeah.
See, you see, 10 minutes only. That's why I call flexi.
Understand.
You get a joke, huh? Okay, good. Yeah. So I think there's no more questions. So last call for the question. If no more, we're gonna say goodnight with you guys. Please feel free to comment the RFA. We're gonna PM you the constant, the free workout, 3 days workout from design from Coach Jansen. So if you want to redeem the free workout, please comment RFA here. We will send to you, PM to you. Okay. So thank you for your time, Jansen. So happy to talk to you during live. We used to talk a lot offline. Okay. So this is the first time we do online together. Yeah.
Yeah. But there's one thing that all of you can take back is maybe let us give you the 7 buckets. Let me type it down. I can type it right to live comments, right?
You can type it. Yes.
Let me comment. Let me just try first. Go right.
Yeah,
you there?
Yep.
I don't know whether my comments are there. Live comments are. Is it live comments?
You WhatsApp to me, then I can copy it.
Okay.
You WhatsApp to me, then I can copy it. Also can. You type in your WhatsApp. Yeah.
This is the okay. So we got one is in no particular order. Yeah. We got strength. We got flexibility. We got endurance. And then we got your cardiovascular
bucket,
muscular strength, muscular and endurance, flexibility, your cardiovascular endurance. Your body composition. You have things like your mobility, your power, your speed. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Speed, I take it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, here you go.
Okay, wait, let me just copy and paste there. Hold on. Okay, let me just comment. Done. Post. Okay, muscular strength, muscular endurance, flexibility, cardiovascular. Oops. Wait, let me just post it.
Of course, there are more. I can go in deeper, but this is the main things that all of you should take back home from today. Is consistently, as we wrap up, right? Consistently ask yourself, re-evaluate every 4 to 6 weeks. How are my buckets doing? Of course, you can add things like your speed all these things, but these are the main components that I will always measure.
Okay, good. Done comment. So thank you guys. Thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for comment. How to train smart during MCO. Thank you, Coach Jansen, your time. Goodbye, guys.
Okay, goodbye, guys.
Bye. Good night. Have a nice day.
Okay, bye.
Bye bye. Oops. Okay, done.